So look, I'm gonna tell you some real ish, right? People in this world do not really know themselves like that. Most people don't even understand their personality, their character, and how it came to be that way, let alone do they understand their own soul. Because of this, it leads to a lot of people just projecting their stuff onto you, which can make you feel bad if you don't know yourself. But that's why I'm here, to help you out. Because if you're watching this video, you probably dealt with that and it probably didn't feel too good. You might be tired of that ish. For those of you who don't know me, it's your boy Doc from Dot Me Now Coaching and Entertainment. For coaching, my links are down below. In today's video, I need to tell you that you cannot let other people tell you about you and who you are. Now, the thing is, right, when it comes to this video, this is done for the purpose of building true confidence and self-assurance inside of yourself. Even if people are telling you things about yourself that are true, I don't really give a fuck. You should never let anybody be able to tell you about you more than you could tell you about yourself. I don't care how true what they're saying is. Like with me, right? I offer different kinds of spiritual readings, right? And with a lot of people, right, I'll read them, tell them some true information, and they're like, yo, that shit is so facts. And granted, although I did spit facts, no one should ever be dependent on me to tell them about themselves. Even if what I'm saying is true, you should still be able to hold that truth inside yourself, no matter what. Especially because with most people, most of this shit they say isn't even fully true. Or if there is some truth, it's usually somewhat misunderstood, and they're usually just projecting their shit onto you. Whether they're projecting their own character traits onto you, saying that you are something which they are, or maybe they just been through trauma with certain people, and then because of that, they associate you with those past people, although you're not them. This happens so much in life. And the reason why is because people don't know themselves. Most people can't even meditate for 5 minutes, let alone get deep inside their psyche for about an hour and analyze their shadows and the karmic patterns which have been playing out inside their life. By the way, a karmic pattern, what's karma? Karma just means action, right? When you do certain actions, right, not just physical, but also mental through your thoughts and, your feelings and stuff like that, right? When you do these actions, it makes a karmic impression. That past action gets impressed with inside of your unconscious and subconscious mind. And the more and more you act off it, the stronger and stronger that impression gets until it forms a karmic pattern where you're constantly just acting off this pattern without even knowing why. And once again, when I say acting off the pattern, it's not just physically, it's also thought patterns. The same thought patterns is a karmic pattern. You feel me? You have these karmic tendencies that keep on playing themselves out. Most people are not aware of their karma at all. They're not aware of those karmic impressions and those past thoughts, emotions, and actions which have led them to become who they are right now and have led them to be where they are right now, right? Because that kind of just deals with the personality, like the way that, like your character, the way you express yourself, that's where like the karmic impression shit comes into play. But you also exist beyond your karmic impressions on like the soul level, and niggas definitely haven't hit that shit yet. You see how easy it could be for someone to put their shit onto you because they don't know themselves. They haven't even understood their personality, their karmic tendencies, nor do they understand their soul. So how could you really expect them to properly understand you, properly communicate with you, and properly read you without them tainting it through their own karmic lens? Because also your karmas build your perception, Your perception is how you see life, but you could train yourself to see life based upon how you've been thinking and feeling all these years. If you've been thinking that life is shitty, life is shitty, life is shitty, oh, now all you're gonna see is shittiness. You feel me? If you've been thinking that people suck, people suck, people suck, oh, well, not everybody sucks. Most people in this world don't even like themselves. That's why they don't like other people. Like, really think about that shit. Most people don't even like themselves and who they came to be. They may act like they do, but deep down inside, they were to face themselves. They are super duper upset with their past actions. They still hold a lot of resentment, a lot of regret, all these things. You feel me? That's just most people, bro. That's just most people. Even with spiritual people, I ain't gonna say, actually, let me not say that. I was gonna say most spiritual people. I don't know. But I know that there are a lot of spiritual people who don't even know what it means to get in tune with their spirit. They just are burning incense and fucking with crystals all day, thinking that it's changing some shit, but they're not actually understanding themselves and dissolving the parts of themselves which are blocking them from that connection with their spirit. This topic can actually be very deep when you think about it. Most people, and remember how I said that most people don't like themselves? That's why they don't want to face themselves. Because if they did, they wouldn't like what they saw. And then plus they'd have to change every fucking thing about how they see life and how they interact with people, you know? They could have been talking shit about somebody whole entire time. They was just talking shit about themselves, but through another person. They saw themselves in somebody else. And because they can't face themselves, they had to attack the other person, you know? And like I said, sometimes it's not even the fact that the other person is doing things that this person does in particular. It's just the fact that, like, let's say me as a person, right? If I'm riddled with trauma and thinking that people are this way and I got hurt by these people, I got a good example. Imagine that someone was dealing with a person who was very, very controlling. Because of that, if a person hasn't fully dealt with that wound and understood what was going on, they may encounter a person who is assertive, but confuse that for controlling. You feel me? Now, in this case, let's say that someone is calling you something which you aren't. You cannot let them tell you who you are. You may try to defend yourself. Some niggas may not be going for that shit. In fact, you trying to defend yourself might just make them think that you are more of what they think you are. It sucks how that works, but when you truly know yourself, it's like, all right, bro, fuck it. Fuck it, bro. You could think whatever the fuck you want to think. At the end of the day, that's going to hurt you, not me. Because really think about this shit, right? Here's why you always get the last laugh if someone's misjudging you, right? This person is literally living a fucking illusion. Think about this shit. This person is technically crazy. Because to be crazy is to not be sane. To be sane means that you're actually, like, you know, living in, like, actual reality. You feel me? If someone is misjudging you, then they're not actually living in reality, and they're just living inside their own head, and they're living in a fucking illusion. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's like, wait, why the fuck I'm gonna get mad when you're the nigga who's crazy? You're literally crazy. Like, off of what you're doing, you're literally crazy. And although I'm saying that, those thoughts can bring you comfort to make you go like, oh yeah, fuck what they said, they're crazy, right? But you should still have more comfort than that. You should just know yourself so well that no matter what anybody says to you, it's like, whatever, even if it's true. Because some people love hearing good things about themselves. It gets them excited. But I don't want to say you shouldn't be that way, but it may not be the best to be that way. Because that's how people get their ego stroked, and, you know, they get love bombed, and that's how they get effed up. You feel me? Whether someone's complimenting you or trying to degrade you, you shouldn't let any of that really move you. You feel me? If someone gives you a compliment, okay, thank you, I appreciate it. But I already knew that. You don't gotta say that I already knew that anyway, but inside yourself, it's like, I knew that. You feel me? I appreciate it, but that's not gonna like be like, oh my God, thank you so much. Because at that point, a person has a little bit of control over you. Because if you feel better off of what somebody else says, that means that you allowed them to make you feel good instead of you allowing yourself to feel good because you know that you're a good person. You feel me? If you know that you're a good person, you should feel good no matter what. You shouldn't have to wait until someone tells you something good about yourself to actually feel good. You feel me? So this doesn't just apply to insults, right? Like this concept of not letting people tell you who you are does not just apply to insults. It applies to compliments too. You feel me? I feel like this video was really important because a lot of people seek the approval of others and they get hurt by the insults of other people. But really that shit don't fucking matter. I love you. Catch my next video. Peace. The freak out.